Welcome back to our iPhone charger project. If you haven't watched part 1 yet, check it out before you continue on to this part. Now I'm going to let Harris continue.
Now we finished the USB part. To get started on the cable, press the plane tool. The plane tool is a tool that creates a new construction plane, which is like the front, right, and top planes, but can be in many different angles and dimensions. We would be selecting this face, then set an offset of 10 millimeters. Now click the check mark to finish the task. Now, on this plane that we just created, add a new sketch and go back to View Normal to Sketch Plane by right-clicking. Select the Center Point Circle tool, and since you should be able to see the origin, click on the origin and place the circle. Select the distance without constraining and add the measurement of 3 millimeters for the circle to set the diameter. Now we can click the Split tool and select the 4 points approximately 90 degrees apart for the next step of using lofts. Now finish the sketch. Now we can click on the loft tool and select the face of the USB and the circle we had just created. In the Start Profile condition, we need to select Normal to Profile. Also select Normal to Profile for the End Profile condition. Now we can finish and the loft should generate. We are now starting on the long part of the cable and we'll make it by selecting the Extrude tool and selecting the circle face. We can now enter a depth of 101.6 millimeters and select the check mark to end the extrude. To start the curved part of the cable, I'm going to add a sketch on the previously extruded surface. And then add a circle that will be the same axis as the cable's center. Once I select the circle, I would enter the measurement of 3 millimeters. Now I click on the Dimension tool and set a dimension of 40 millimeters. Now we can exit the sketch and move on to our next step. We need to start on a guide for our curve, which would be on the right plane. Start by dragging the right plane onto the general area we are working on. And start a new sketch on the right plane. Now we should be able to see both centers of the circle. Draw a construction line by clicking the Line tool between the two centers and selecting the Construction option. Confirm the distance to be 40 millimeters and now select the Point tool. We will be adding it to the midpoint of this line. After the point is in place, we are going to use the center point arc to create a guide for the loft in the next step. First, select the midpoint, then select the centers of the circles. This should create an arc that is 180 degrees. Now we can end this sketch and start on our loft. To start the loft, we will select the Loft tool. Then select the two circles that we had just sketched. Now check the Paths option and select the arc we had just created. The loft should generate as a curve, and now we can click the check mark to finish. To finish the cable, we are now going to extrude the cable by clicking the Extrude tool. Select the face to be the circle, and now set a depth of 101.6 millimeters. Click the check mark, and now we have finished the cable portion of the project.
Thanks for finishing part 2. Now you can move on to part 3 and finish your iPhone charger.